long period when give him, our Mark has been struggling through his entire leadership. But when you look at it now, it is very valid. It is very valid. The man say we need a Andrew. He literally said that we need a Andrew.
Yes, sir, we need an Andrew.
So it's just that it is just relevant right now.
And so we
Hold
need
on.
an Andrew.
What she can me the funny prime minister like I see the bag of comment them from the people among Cuba. And see you have one next one right there say I know what talk about. Cuba supported Jamaica politically and ideologically during the Cold War, especially in the 1970s. Sir, get the information, get the facts. Cuba never have nothing to offer. We did more for Cuba than Cuba did for we in that time. And I want to also add to that. I want to add to it that whatever Cuba did try to do, it wasn't really them. It's the KGB did work through Cuba to gain us on their side. Alright? So know the facts before you come. Know the facts before you come.
Cuba want to do, what Cuba not do. Right now, Cuba ain't doing good.
That's it. I don't, all of you people are killing up on yourself about Cuba. Move, go over there now. You don't need visa to go over there. You don't realize you don't need visa to go over there. Go and go and go live in Cuba. And then the regime won't like. Go and go live in Cuba, man.
Here by Britain, move one over Cuba. You go on over there. Me not stand with, me not tell Jamaica.
I'm simply ungrateful. So all the time when chaos and problem over there, we send soldier, we send this and that. We're not going like a just Cuba. Jamaica to Jamaica. Secondly, the nurses and doctors that is here are being paid like one talk about sell out in a what way? And you don't want to call people like you when you just a campaign to Cuba do much in Jamaica. So which one is?
What is it? Make up on the mind. What make up on the mind? Cause
it never work. It never work. That never happen again. Jamaica first. Benefit Jamaica, that is what we need to get done.
Jamaica is a sovereign nation. Jamaica stands on its own 2 feet.
You're not being attacked. You are the facts is being put to you with passion. That happen. Nobody not attack you or anything what you say. The truth is we do more for Cuba than Cuba has done for us. Secondly, when you talk about in the 70s and Cold War, through the KGB, anything with Cuba that try to do, through the KGB.
You want a box, Alex, you can ask for a box, please. Don't be down there.
Yeah, that's what I say about.
Or you're having a discussion down there. You can get a box.
Watch this. No read 2 comments. First comment is, why can't people have conversation without being attacked? That's the first comment. Here is second comment. Are you on your monthly, sir?
Let's see it.
Maybe men them in your life have monthly, but that one is not one of them. So stay over that side there with that.
I saw it. You see, let me tell you. When this,
I know
when
the man have fun.
things in a travel, I'm not reading it.
Here the man I go say. In a second part of the statement, please relax and have a respectful conversation.
Alright,
that which you ask in the first part of the statement, is that respectful? Is that a respectful question?
Remember to them.
You're making a mockery of yourself. Don't elevate your words, man. Don't elevate your voice. Elevate your words. Make your conversation make sense. Your conversation is not making sense.
Lift the conversation.
Lift the conversation, man. Lift it out of you and your man them we have monthly. And let's talk about what is right for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The Secretary of State of the United States acknowledged most of the guns that are being used to commit crimes in Jamaica are made and purchased in the United States. And the U.S. Secretary of State acknowledged that, and also acknowledge and pledge to assist Jamaica with the curtailing of this activity and crime, bolstering our security. Who don't want to hear that? Who don't want to hear Cuba, and the sufferation that Cuba under. Let me ask you this question, people. We are wave the Cuban flag. Why you never tell the Cuban them in a Florida that they vote against Trump?
That's right.
Why you never tell them that? Why you never tell them that?
But why them love Cuba and Cuba a communist country?
And Cubans just suffer. Cuba that even have light.
Them people good.
Cuba that even have light.
Who want learn Alex about it?
Look on the heap of Colombia, Cuban people them. The heap of Cuban people them were in Florida and all over the United States who overwhelmingly voted for this administration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, Travis.
May I speak, please, without the constant attack?
Please,
Can I just speak and leave
hold
out?
on, love. Hold on, darling. Hold on. All right, Alex. You're gonna speak without attack, but when you come on my platform, we have to deal with it respectfully. Okay, my love?
I would have appreciated if you also told him that before he attacked me. I literally was just writing in the box what Cuba did in history. I did not state that I am a supporter of Cuba. I did not state that, oh, let's do this, or I did not say any of those things. I did not even state a stance. I literally just wrote the history, and I even made a comment before all of that when I said that, in history, in times, we have to reflect on what has happened throughout history so that we can make the best decisions, right? That's all I said. Now, the first thing that he did was misgender me and then continue to say, oh, if you don't want like Cuba that much, well, not go Cuba and all of that. All of that was unnecessary. But when I returned the energy of being disrespectful, I'm the one that's basically told, oh, you're doing. No, I literally was just stating that, listen, Cuba has done these things in the past. Cuba actually had helped us with GC Foster College. Do we ignore those things or do we consider them? I never held a stance. I'm having a simple conversation. I think that it's only right that when we have these discourses and interactions that we can have conversations. I don't think that it has to be some attack all that. It doesn't. We can have conversations, right? But when someone attack now and go off on a tangent, which you were disrespectful first, I return the energy and then I'm told that, oh, I am disrespectful. Please, like, that's all I have to say. I did not expect that, but that is all I have to say. Have a wonderful, listen, please, don't come with the enabling.
Let the lady say what she has to say and go on. Okay, say what I say and go on. You finish? Oh, you say you finish. Bye. Have a good night.
Man, not superior. So that is.
I'm sorry.
You're
saying that prior to you're saying that I said it prior to being disrespectful. I said that prior to
intelligence be and let
moving forward. Have a nice day. No one cares if you disrespect someone and they respond. Why are you considering what I said? Why didn't you? And no, this is even happening, right? And
how did I disrespect you?
Moving forward. No problem. I return the energy and you guys have a problem with that. Energy and you have a problem with that. I returned the energy.
It's that simple. Okay. The disrespect that was meted out to you. It's very simple.
Okay.
You think it disrespectful shut up about people. Like, me never hear be disrespectful. Maybe you have
hold on. Sweet.
You never say nothing disrespectful.
Sweet. Leave it alone. That's how they come down. Socrates, the father of philosophy, tells us that whenever the debate is lost, the loser descending, name calling, and lies and misinformation. You don't need to go further than that. Let it stay. Me not argue with she. Me know see monthly. Maybe the man them in a fair life see that. But she need to keep that over there so for him and them. She and them. The truth is Jamaica first. And that we are defend. We no business we don't know Cuban liking. If you don't love Cuba so much, we want to go live at Cuba. Let's say it again. If you don't love Cuba so much, more than Jamaica, and you want to put Cuba first, we want to go live at Cuba.
It's that simple.
It's that simple. I mean, now take it back.
Simple. I concur with you, man.
We're not go with this nonsense. Oh, Cuba did this and Cuba did that and Cuba. So every country that did something for Jamaica, we're going to throw ourselves under the bus for their pleasure?
Yes.
What kind of ridiculous argument is this? Every country that does something for Jamaica, we're gonna throw ourselves under the bus to please that country.
Yes.
That don't make no sense.
Guys, you're not tapping my screen for me, honey.
That don't make
I
no
tell you,
sense.
every night we get something with, I don't know. I mean, even so, don't go over in the country.
And watch out, and Auntie Charmaine, let me say this. Hold on the guru, let me say this. To show that we are not taking a stance against Cuba, or we attack Cuba and know we are farm, or did we take an ungrateful disposition? Remember, we re-signed our contract with them and the Cuban nurses, and the United States come in and look over the agreement and has confirmed that we have not breached. We are paying these people. We kept the agreement. How can we stand with Cuba in any other way? The most definitive way is that we kept the agreement and kept the nurses. One more we want. Oh, we're supposed to pick a fight with the United States. That would have pleased y'all.
Yeah, yes.
You know,
And then when things can get banned now, then blame and say, why we do that? I will not say it have repercussion.
you know,
Let's not read life it finish. So I mean, you know, people full of stress, problem, and contention, you know, all of that was unnecessary. All of that.
hold on, HR.
All of that.
You know that, you know, I agree with you, HR, that it was unnecessary, but I'm just going to say something very unpopular. You know that I think what happened just a while ago was a misunderstanding. It was. I have been reading the comments, and Alex, as she rightly said, she was just inputting history into the comments. And it was just a mere misunderstanding, maybe because we're trying to it up. Travis is saying whatever, maybe the tone or the stance of Travis, she was misunderstood, misread, and that is why, and this is why Auntie Charmaine always said to people to come in the box, let us have the discussion, because sometimes you're down there making more than one point, right?
Because you're typing it.
Yes.
When it reaches somebody eye, that's where they pick it up from. I got it.
Travis, I don't love you, but I just have to say this. I
Never attack Sheikah. I did not attack her.
Travis, I'm not saying you attacked her. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you that the encounter just now was just a misunderstanding. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. She attacked you and you. You're not allowed to respond because she started to go down in the period, but you were just being firm about where Jamaica stands. And a lot of time when you speak forcefully, and people will take it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to her.
Yeah, people will take it all the time. And
Sometimes you're passionate about what you're saying,
yes.
and it come across like you're shouting or whatever, but
Right.
that's not it.
And
So when
this
she's
is
talking
why-
at the period basis, no, she's the one being disrespectful.
And this is why I
That's
said-
what we are saying, my dear. It
This
was
is what
just
I
a
am saying.
misunderstanding.
It is
And
a-
I was giving you your chance to say your piece, and so you can have a discussion, but you jump out of the box like that.
Yeah, so it got heated, never needed. Yeah, so it got heated. I think you were misunderstood as well.
When I make starting, remember we put on shift like spring.
A better discussion to include Alex. That's all I am saying.
Thank you, my love.
Yeah.
Oh, I want different.
Yeah, it is a misunderstanding.
Alright, yeah.
It was a misunderstanding. From my point of view, because she was all along, and she wasn't saying like she big side with Cuba, but what I saw was that she was inputting the history where Jamaica and Cuba was coming from.
Did you see the comment? Did you see the comment where she said that if you know the history, you would not make a misguided decision
Yes.
or a misguided position? What that means?
I think she
Stance
said,
to which we take with Cuba, you don't agree with it. That's what that is simply meaning.
No,
How are we misguided?
Travi,
Against the government, stand with Cuba.
It
Exactly.
No, guys. I saw the
I two of them down there, no. One down there name here, Brittany, we are talking about
Yeah,
angry
yeah,
in a one week.
back and forth and liking each other, comment and acting with each other all the
Guys,
time.
Polano, it can also mean that the stance that Manley took with Cuba, right? It can also mean that. And this is why I'm saying to you guys, it is better for us to come in the box where things can be clarified, because Manley took a stance with Cuba and look what happened. Because I saw it and I looked at it two ways. I looked at it as Manley, and I also look at it as a no thing. So this is why me I say if it would have been better if we could have trashed it out in the box. That is what me I say.
I don't get money from it, I get no.
Yeah, but,
You can't read.
here the Sheikah, hold on, me understand, me a reason. Hear the Sheikah. She claimed, she said, should we ignore Cuba? Should we ignore Cuba has helped Jamaica by providing medical, what is a brigades, free essential health care? How are we ignoring Cuba? Or how anybody on the platform are ignoring Cuba?
It's a false
Should we
narrative.
ignore?
It's a
Cuba has helped. Should we ignore? Cuba has helped. We know what Cuba do.
Trav, and this is
How is it ignored? How you think? I like me state before, we did not take a stance that is against Cuba or ignoring what Cuba has done. We had actually signed.
That's
We had actually signed.
This is what I am saying. This is why I said it is best if we had continued the conversation in the box.
She come on, nobody will take her.
But she don't want to continue conversation. She don't want to have it.
Travis, hold on now, please. You're smarter than this. If me feel like you're attacking me, we're going to go back and dish it out. Same way. That's how it feel. It was a little bit testy just now, and all I'm saying is this. When she come or whatever, if she had come from the initial invitation from Charmaine, then we wouldn't be yasso. But I am saying sometimes people write things and it is misread. Right? Sometimes people say things and it is misunderstood based on the tone. Right? That's all I am saying. For me, until you see otherwise, I think it's a whole misunderstanding between both of you guys. And mirror this up.
I don't think so. A different approach for them probably take. I don't think
She was given the opportunity 100 life. Here, she was given the opportunity to come in at the box. And all she focused on is addressing, oh, you were disrespectful, some return energy and so on. And I kept quiet this whole time, thinking that we're going to move on and going somewhere. But she now move from this. So this article done, so we have say, have a good night, bye. Because I'm not trying to argue with you. I said what I said.
Yeah, you said
my stance is Jamaica first.
I heard and I agree with you because these people, I don't know why people are fighting a battle that doesn't exist. No one has taken any stance left or right since as it was and as it were. Right?
But hear this 100 life. Hear this 100 life.
I'm not saying that she didn't disrespect him. I'm not saying.
I'm past that, Sheikah. I'm past that.
Yeah,
I'm past that. Let's not make that the position.
As
I'm
I'm
past
saying,
that.
I believe it was a misunderstanding and people are going to say things. And if we just move on, we have really work it.
Yeah.
Go back to room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my thing. People need to get it in their head. That no one took any stance from their one action until now that the meeting was held. Jamaica never stand with America, Jamaica never stand with Cuba. Jamaica stand with itself and the government.
You know what?
And do what?
Let's move
And
on.
I chose-
No longer here. You got all about stress. Next week we'll move on.
Exactly.
Yeah, but please say it out there for the mass.
Listen.
No, it's not. HR, it's not the first to come over here and do that. Yeah? But we just say it for the mass so that the people would have nobody else coming in the box and escape.
Alright, watch out now. Here by Britty, coming at the box because you keep saying this and that and all type of things now coming at the box and have a sense of the concept. There's an available box. There's an available box. Coming at the box, don't talk about that.
But if
Coming at the box, don't talk about it. No?
if none is available, I'll make one available.
Hereby
But what is available?
Hereby British, you need
Can't even get mine. I know what I'm doing.
What is the ear product there now?
I'll give her mine.
Yeah, it
but
is
my-
much a product.
A box is available.
Box empty.
Chavin and Russian, man. Chavin and Russian.
Yeah, but I bet you will come up here and get real and be real technical. You don't know she to buy now.
You need a box, come on.
You know she not to buy now.
But Britty, we know we used to it. Come on, now act like you're a stranger.
British, if you make you rush me now, tell me, British, you listen to what transpired just now.
You
Tell
know,
me
we know
where
all of
me rush.
them.
Where me rush the lady.
Those guys,
Please tell
got
me,
the screen
find
coming
out to
on
me
it.
where me rush. Where me rush the lady.
That is
Because obviously that
screaming.
comment is in reference to what transpired just now. So find out to me where me rush her. Maybe that's the answer.
Yo, Britty, I want Die Hard PMP, and so.
You
British
know what
are
Rock,
saying that we should
you know what Rocklar?
NHD shouldn't be compulsory. That is British.
Wait, she, bring her up in there. Make sure stay in the comments.
Britty say we should.
Make sure stay in the comments, Auntie.
It's
Britty
because
say that's not all I beaches them. And
Red Bull Miguel.
it's all of this.
yes,
Yeah, I remember her, man.
Every
You
job.
know, we know.
a beanie man, this
How would it show? Warrior,
Yeah, that's-
how you doing, Warrior?
Every job one of them. You know.
Warrior,
Paris, what's up?
what's going on?
Me, Shamil.
What's on your mind?
What's up there? If I mind us on this program, you know. British, you're a comrade, British. Stop lying.
Mm.
I know you very well. You're a comrade.
She says, Britty, read what you just wrote. British know neither PMP or Jamaica. I am what's best for Jamaica.
If he is not comrade.
Pretty and drink orange Kool-Aid.
I'm confused, Britty. I read that twice or 3
You
times.
know what she mean, man. She just make a mistake on the
Yeah, me I try if you know. Me I try if you see a JLP she did that same for Jamaica.
Yeah, JLP. Sometimes you have to have typos, you know.
Mm.
But she's a comrade. She's take that her early and long time till she's a comrade. So we know why she.
No, she's a comrade.
Yes.
What we want to ask, right? For think about the 20,000, or you do about it?
About what, darling?
Information. I love you. Promise
Hold
to talk
on,
about
guys,
it.
let
Give
me
me some
ask
information
you a
about it.
question. Huh?
Give me some information about 20,000 and I will promise to talk about it.
With 20,000 for what, love?
Like, when this, if you're not working or whatsoever, something like that. So,
So the non-formal
100 life, be with
Yeah,
a brother.
oh yeah,
You
that
took
would
that one at 100 life.
you can't get it yet because the fiscal year not started, but it's like I say like you have an NHT grant collect for your non-formal workers. So if you never collect the previous one from like your tax
Oh,
return,
no. What you mean? What you mean non-formal?
like you never pay NHT in I'm life yet, or you never have any formal contribution in them about it.
But him not look like him a senior citizen?
No, not for seniors, just for
That's for senior.
not for seniors specifically. But you know start it, you must wait till April 1st.
Or April 1st.
Yeah, after April 1st, you can apply for it. And if you collect the other one, you're not gonna get it still. But for your first time and you never make any form of donation to NHC, then you can get.
So where would you go? To the NHC, right?
Yeah.
No. Sure,
Okay.
to NHC. That's the 100 life.
But me, I'm not NHC. Wait, please give me.
You guys are not explaining it to
Listen,
the
man,
man.
you guys,
Tell him,
you
Scotty,
guys,
tell him.
100 life talking, those for you guys.
Tell him, Scotty. Tell him.
More information will be coming. What I like to say will be paid through the Ministry of Social Security. Ministry of Labour and Social Security, either through direct bank deposit or through pick up from one of the remittance agents. And it's not just any person, it's 20 persons, mainly like persons who are considered who are not in the formal system, meaning like persons where they don't even have a birth paper, persons who don't have a bank account, those are the type of persons where they are targeted. Persons that directly.
Not just online, you can apply. You can go at the NIS office and talk about that, deal with that too. Because a lot of these persons who this is geared to don't have birth certificate, as Scratchy was saying a while ago, ID, all of that. People who are like not really connected, like the rural people who is just like not connected to society.
Yes,
All right,
it's
it is geared towards these people. So you will have to do in-person consultation. Social workers will be applied to these persons to, do the investigation on them and the background checks. So it's not really a snap of a finger process.
Okay, cool.
Yes, and more details will be coming from it.
But it don't start yet, sir.
No, it doesn't start as
Yeah, the fiscal year starts in April 1st, so you have to wait till April 1st.
It's a couple days down the road.
Yeah.
We'll just check it, you know?
Yeah, man.
Which area are you from? Which area are you from?
Portland, Portland. Action.
It's goes on to life.
A Christian said,
You hear me?
And them say it depends on the need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Prosperity that, I don't think it matters if I'm coming or not. Everybody a Jamaican money and then I come with that paper money.
Poland with the Poland pause. You hear me? Portland, pause land.
Alright, can you say
Alright.
Mr. Vaz, like,
Alright, sir. Alright, sir.
Okay, love. Couple of days down the road, you can go look about.
Let's say for it, man. We'll check up on and give me some message make a run to. Alright?
Alright.
Alright, so.
That's it, my boss. See?
I think, people don't really see the importance or the
Everybody know y'all are well. Alright.
Good night.
Blessings. Man, at the top of the screen, but come up here for telling us the top. We can't stay with it. We are listening. Last night we get 300 and tonight we barely a scream. No, come, tap. Nobody come.
Sometime tea, auntie, so I go.
No. Me did have less people than that them time you last night. No tap it. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. I know, them do a tap. Tap is free. Tap is free.
Auntie, I mean, when after about 12 o'clock we start strike 400 and 500. I mean,
Don't bother me.
because in the early man, like this man, we see 500 people.
Yeah.
People don't have nothing to do. I don't know, say, Charmian feels pretty, but gosh.
You just step on my face, so I don't know how we want it. You see,
Oh,
even
so-
certain all the time.
A moisturizer, man. She was a moisturizer.
Tell him again, darling.
Right.
He never get up and go sleep without it to have the day one and then have the night one. That's right. Keep the skin nice.
Give them the formula, Charmian. Give them the formula.
Wow.
You know that compliment,
Outside without your moisturizer, it's not good. Dolan, Dolan, how you doing, Dolan? Come on, I have a box for you.
Filipina chat receive.
Me see it, Philippine. I'm moving over Brooklyn here. I say nothing. I mean, I'm going to make the next video. Who got them up, Shabby? Oh, you going to bed? Alright, me honey. Don't bother make no baby tonight.
You know I'm going to your bed, man.
Don't see the internet give problem.
Yo, scratching the light. Don't yo, but me annoyed that people can't really what I really selling and scratching me not feeling all that.
And then come with the biggest topic.
Yes. I mean, it's conspiracies. Yo, the people that don't annoy, bro.
Alright.
And everything you hear, you have to believe in.
I know everything you hear if you want to take it out your company and come make topic.
The years about filter. Long time ago, my grandmother tell me something. My grandmother say, if one man tell us something, don't believe. If two, think about it. If three, ask the fourth. I will never forget. I didn't know when we get big now and I learn how to use our internet. If you hear somebody and say something, you just know say,
Go to
you
select
just turn.
Y'all doing good. Y'all doing a good job.
Original man,
Let's get the us. Yeah? We'll reach a 90. We are going to get to 100 before we start our next conversation. My God. Big up yourself. Y'all good? Y'all good? Everybody's okay? Yeah, where you going with up there? You know, from women don't hear your voice?
The next level. The ultimate.
Junior probably asleep. Junior, you must sleep yet?
One reach.
Junior, fall asleep, man. Yeah, nice. See, I'm blind here and there.
Whatever names
Joseph
you may
get
have,
blocked.
those names.
Joseph wasn't block himself. You know how I'm to you. You couldn't see the comments or nothing. Him couldn't see him, I don't know what thing. Yeah.
So no PMP, we can't jack in no PMP.
Yeah, try look one, but me not see the PNP one coming at the back. Come on, guys. Your fingers on your top screen, bro. Where are my PNP?
Yeah, we talk
Then the heart. Supposed to send it long time before with something that about to send the heart. Yeah. I send our life goal, send our heart. Yeah,
I told me not see the live goal, that's why I'm not see.
Yeah, up there, man. No, you gotta touch that thing beside her name.
Yeah, me touch it, but
Put your content generation strategy for your website on autopilot.
No, I'm not talking the live goal.
Right,
For
kind of a really cheap Amazon.
Bro.
How long would that take you to do if you were going to sit maybe like
everybody,
midday
good night. I am super annoyed and just want to pump holes in the wall. I don't want to kill and nobody said that.
Right? Probably a little
Alright,
bit of
Joseph.
paste the password in to add the site.
Take care, guys.
Integration for
Tonight you come here, you're annoyed.
and then we're going to come back to I showed you.
Joseph,
Brother,
No breathing exercise. Pretty come back. Pretty, pretty come up. I mean, that's enough, but I don't want to come up here. Full PNP. Me there have a knees. Come tired of me. Come here. When she coming in here. Yeah, that message. She can't come if I'm not here. She could. But we not a gas paid, I want next paid. Need some Nescafe, color blue.
everywhere we score. Everywhere we score on Twitter, I want I want me and see a 5 live. Everywhere we score.
Okay, 6 more to go, y'all. Y'all doing so good. Oh my God, I'm so good.
Because of
Thank you for coming up.
financial
Y'all doing so good.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, babe. What's up, babe? Big sister. No, you're not the big sister. My sister. My sister.
How has life been? Auntie Shami and Joseph said because every box me look me see today.
No, me love.
Them boy. I'm a labor right by association. That's the other one.
Yeah, tired, you know, go walk. You know, yeah, go show up in lip talk about DC and nod. That's so it goes sometime. Yeah, breathe. Make you wear the one box when you're ready to come here now. We can't bother with you. Let me take some food because I hear the
Yeah, my brother come back and come trouble NHC now. NHC no trouble her.
You know that. I know what them about her with our NHD for. Right, auntie? Hi, my breath. Good night, everybody. Good night. So I just have to make a point. So I was like, I was thinking about something and I was looking into other Caribbean countries, right? And I do realize that, you know how they say we're independent? And I'm thinking, and I started doing my research and to see, the head of state for Jamaica. So I realized that the head of state for Jamaica is King Charles. So I realized some countries have like a president, some countries have like, a prime minister, or a governor, that governs the country. And our head of state is King Charles.
Same thing with Canada.
A perfect example of how I realized that our decisions that we're making as a country is not really reliable on our government that is in place. It's really coming from a higher power than what we see.
Oh, so would you say the same about the Canada as well?
I'm not sure. Like I'm talking to the Caribbean, because I know that we were once colonized by these
Don't
countries.
call
I
Canada.
don't think Canada was ever colonized by anybody. So I'm not going to compare Canada.
Just make a moment, guys. Calm down. It's a teaching moment. 100 life. Hold on. It's a teaching moment. One at a time, please.
Yes, one at a time. Guys,
Okay.
King Charles is the head of state.
Hold on, Scratch. Let's just finish our point. So yes, the reason why I'm sticking to the Caribbean, because I don't care about Canada and the country. Like, I'm talking about the Caribbean because we were once colonized by these countries, and we know this is facts. And we have fought to get our independence, which apparently what I'm thinking is, if we're independent, why is our head of state still the King of England? And for example, when we had a popular case the other day with an entertainer, when we were not able to come to a decision, where did it went? It went to the Privy Court, which was in England. So for like matters that I feel like the country on a whole, I don't feel like our prime minister really have the last say, because we are still under the king.
One everything.
Brit, you always a poke ancestors with my ancestors about you know, Brit.
I'd like to educate you that some parts of Canada is colonized by the British. Hence why they're still a Commonwealth. So yeah, but they're white, so it really doesn't, you know, they're white. What we go through. We were, you know, we were once slaves, and that's why we had to get our independence.
Not white. First mistake, Canada is not white.
Well, French, white,
I'm going to ask you kindly,
they have Caucasian people.
I live.
I'm going to ask you.
They're French, but they're Caucasian people. They're white-skinned people. They were slaves.
One at a time. What you like? When you go talk, everybody will keep quiet. When other people are talking, just hold it, brother. Don't hold it, please.
Brit, I'm going to ask you again, Brit, to run that through your mind again and see if it sounds logical to you. Just say it again. Just run it through your mind again and see if it sounds logical. Go.
What's your point? Go ahead, make your point.
No, I'm asking you what you said a while ago about our decisions are not made by us here locally. I want you to run that again through your mind. If you want to say it quietly, that's fine. But run it through your mind again and see if that sounds logical.
Make your point. You don't have to ask a rhetorical question of me. You can go ahead and make your point.
Alright, the simple question I want to ask you, Brit. What do you, break it down for us, Brit. What you mean? What you mean, Brit? What you mean? Break it down.
In other words, what I am saying is that if we make decisions as a country, there are certain avenues that they have to go through that we may not know of, because at the end of the day, we cannot make decisions that are not aligned with the King of England, because he is the head of state. We have a Governor General who is represented by him. So once we have a head of state, which is not a president, this is not somebody else, or a head of state is King Charles, how can we operate without aligning everything through them? So in when we make decisions as a country, so whatever decision the Prime Minister has to make with the US or any other country, it have to go through that forum. It have to, because our head of state, King Charles.
Hold on, HR. Brit, give us an example of one such decision that we have to run through Britain before we can do that.
So I don't have I'm just saying common sense is telling you this. And what we had the other
Common sense is not telling you that. Common sense is not.
we had a case the other day, right? We had to make a decision with a popular entertainer. We didn't have the power to amicably come to a decision. It had to go to the head of state country, which is England. So I'm just trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, do you think that we can make decisions? I'm asking a question. Do you think that we can make decisions that just align with the Queen of England, the King of England, without,
Williams
you know,
came
without
in
aligning with
and
them, it'll be
presented
making
her
decisions.
quote-unquote justified budget. Now, Teresa, just let me know in the private chat when you have that play. I believe we have, all right, so let me get into
Your growth limited
Art
power
Golden's response. We have it?
Hear me now,
Not
you
yet.
answer something we just
All right.
or something we
So
just
according to
we
Fayetteville
could make a
Williams,
decision
the
certain
PNP's proposal
entertainer and they
would
had to
cost
take it to
almost $50 billion. Meanwhile, the JLP's give back, or give ups, as she calls them, are going to cost about $9.2 billion and are already factored into the budget. Now, according to Fayetteville Williams, the finance minister as well, what the PNP is proposing to do would essentially crash the budget. She compared it to a FinSat 2.0. I think she was being
exhausted all these actions
comparison. I don't have to read just to say how much FinSat actually cost the government, but I'm pretty sure it was more than $50 billion, or the equivalent of currency. So yeah, I don't think that comparison was fair. However, the stark difference between the two proposals is something that is to note. And so now we have Mark
So
Golding
what I'm trying to say
making
to you,
this
Travis,
comment
is do you
in response to
understand
what
that our
Fayetteville
head
Williams
of state is not a local body, is not a person that is color as us, or head of state? There are other Caribbean countries that have their head of state as president, so they're not, they can make decisions on their own if they want to back up the they can if they want to make decisions. Our head of state is literally still can I supposed to be judging government? Because it's bigger than that.
That was the response from opposition leader Mark saying the finance minister was misleading, that they never intended for all the proposals to be implemented within year one.
Brittany, hear your point and understand where you say that.
Somebody in the comment just said something.
We were debating this current budget, and so the assumption made that the numbers you're presenting or the proposals
you just see without even adding the word ceremonial. And that's where you're missing bomb and misled.
So, the opposition has now called an emergency press conference for tomorrow, and my expectation is that the opposition is going to present their actual figures for their proposed budget, their alternative budget, their set of proposals.
Okay, I want to, Britt, I'm going to tell you everything I know about it. And believe me, anything I say to you now, it will not be condescending, okay?
And I would say
Jamaica is politically independent. Canada is politically independent. Australia is politically independent. However, you are correct that King Charles is the head of state for those countries, right? He do not influence parliament. The governor general in those countries represent
the country in a deficit
the king.
position.
Understood?
You need to counteract
so,
that.
but every single policy happens in that country,
is your plan
and the prime minister is the head of His Majesty's government.
Is an election
that
year,
means that the prime minister is the one, along with his cabinet, that make the laws of the country.
So between now and
when you spoke about the fact that we are not a republic, Jamaica is currently in the process
current budget presentations
of working toward becoming a republic.
Any day now, who knows?
And this is the next thing I want to tell you. Trinidad and Tobago is a republic, however they choose to remain in the Privy Council.
Either way, the opposition does not have a lot of time. And so I'm expecting tomorrow.
So when you speak of the Privy Council, however you have a point, of the laws of the Privy Council, it reflects in the judgments that it's made in each
what
country.
this plan is actually going to cost.
Right? But Jamaica made its own law. So because of case law,
I would like to see a practical plan
in
from the
that point.
opposition
The laws
at
of
tomorrow's
Trinidad,
press conference.
remember, law
Let me
is
take a few
subject
comments
to
before I get into some more
interpretation.
highlights from the budget.
What does that mean? How the lawyer on each side view it and
All right, let's see.
view each case.
And I use the term case law, yes. So I'm not sure why you're rebutting me. She is correct.
Strongly says he doesn't like the question about
Privy Council law reflects, yes, it does. That's why they could have overturned.
more credible. So that's actually
They could have squashed the case with
The
cartel.
question is, who
Thank you
has the
so
better
much, Mr.
financial
Ambivert, for being
for the
very
country?
respectful in your
Who
answer.
has the
So
better
what I'm
financial
saying
plan
is
for the
not
country?
it's not
Here are your options. I'm giving you the poll
and I see
question
that
a little
people are
bit early.
saying,
So who
mentioning,
has the better
people
financial plan for the
politicized. I
country
literally
based on
just
the budget
state facts.
presentation?
And if
And
whatever
reframing
system
that
that we're
question
in right now
into
was
a who
so
wanted the
perfect
budget
under
to
the
be.
King
So
of
your
England,
options are
why would we
the
try
JLP,
or make an attempt to
PNP,
become republic?
none
Being
of them,
republic means
or
we're
I don't care.
independent, and obviously if the
JLP,
system
PNP, none of
wasn't
them, I
working
don't
for
care.
us,
Who has the
you know what I
better
mean, why
financial
would we
plan
even make an
for
attempt
the
to become
country?
republic?
That is our full
So
question
my
for
point
this
I'm
evening. I'd
making
love to
is,
hear your
which party
opinions.
do you
You can
support?
take that poll on the community
I
platform
don't
on
know.
YouTube or on
You're not a liberal and you're not a
Now,
I am not a liberal and I'm not
Wait.
and I will not come in here and disrespect no liberal or no JLP. I stand for what's for my country.
Wait, we need to correct. Wait there. 100. We need 100.
Live still, you know, because I've seen you there multiple times. You know.
100. Wait, the man. We need to correct that error, factual error a while ago. I'm the first. Said that the Privy Council laws are reflecting our judgment. Or the Privy Council, first of all, the Privy Council does not keep laws.
It's the final court of Jamaica that's the head of our law. That's our final.
Sir, wait the man, wait. What happens when cases lie to the Privy Council from our Court of Appeal here? What happens, the Privy Council does is interpret the law based on Jamaican law and the common law at large, not UK law. Not UK law. The Privy Council interprets a case, a rule, and a case that lie to it, that come before it from the Court of Appeal based on Jamaican law and the common law, not UK law or Privy Council law. Privy Council don't make laws.
And once again, I'm saying.
Thank you very much.
And because if we use case law, we can refer to a law that happened in the Caribbean.
In Jamaica? No.
Happened in Jamaica. Like cartel case did not have a reference in Jamaica, but it had a reference in Barbados.
No, sir.
I'm the bird.
It was not squashed based on law. It was squashed on
Google it if you are so willing to
procedural errors, Ambivert.
I am not wrong.
It is procedural errors why the case was squashed. Don't come with that.
No, I'm speaking about case law regarding
procedural errors.
Well,
no, Ambivert, you're wrong.
So okay, we're not going to get anywhere. So I will say, okay, I'm wrong.
Ambivert, wait the phone. There's a picture of it. Yes. Ambivert, Travis is correct. Cartel's case was overturned because of procedural error.
I'm not talking about cartel case.
Ambivert, wait the man.
But you're talking about something differently. You're saying I'm wrong because Travis is saying something that I'm not saying. I am saying the only case that referred to cartel
that case was
a case in
Ambivert, wait the man.
I did not say the case was overturned.
Ambivert, wait the man, sir. Wait the man. What you're talking about, Ambivert, is precedent. That's the correct word for what you're talking about, precedent. What you're talking about, Ambivert. When the Privy Council rule on a matter, it binds the local court. That's precedent.
Precedent, yes, but it still fall under case law. If the case didn't happen before the president wouldn't say.
So what's the point you're trying to make?
But you don't make sense because you are agreeing with me. But what you're doing, you're using a next term.
What's the point you're trying to make? What's the point you're trying to make?
But you and I don't have a point because I'm not sure you actually are coming against me about technicality, and that's not what I was talking about. Travis is the one who spoke about technicality, and you're saying Travis is correct. I was not speaking about technicality when Travis said that. I said case law.
Alright, we can agree to disagree and move continue British era.
As I told her, I was not condescending. As I said to her, everything I said to her was not condescending.
I respect it. It's perfect.
Right? Because we have to really understand that, okay, she maybe actually don't really understand it. Don't be condescending. Pass that information on the best way we know how. We are citizens of Jamaica, right? We can model on the internet that we can disagree. Orderly, we will influence our society. Right?
Not the bird. That's not the point, you know. The condescension is not the point. It's not really the thing here. But hereby Pretty, she's speaking on she's making definitive statements on the topic, and she knows nothing about the topic. If she had come on the platform to ask,
But I just say that
what is the correct, what is the correct,
and
then we'd have given her the information. But she came on the platform making definitive statements on a topic she knows nothing about.
What did you say, Bridget?
I just stated the fact that we are under the king. That and
No, Bridget, but you keep on saying that we make decisions based on the king, and that is not so. Our government works to make our laws and policies.
So are you saying in essence that us being under the king is just a little slap, a little band-aid to say we're under the king, there's no benefit, there's nothing to do. It's just
Pretty, can you pause, please? Pause, you can get the information, pause.
So what
You don't have the information, pause so we can give you the information.
I am not finished making my point. As in regards to our beaches, right? I know that there are some constitutional laws that makes us not owning our beaches, and these are coming from deep-rooted laws that are coming from the colony. So what I'm saying is that it's not just a slap on the wrist that, oh, we're a part of the king, you know, we're just under it for now. It's a reason why, it's a profound reason why our country, it's a profound reason, it's a profound reason why we're trying to become republic, and it's a profound reason why other countries are it's a profound reason why we are trying to become republic, and it's a profound reason why other Caribbean countries do not have the king as their head of state. And what I said about the beaches is that we Jamaicans, we do not own our beaches. This is not coming from a decision that one person make. This is literally binded up into writing that we do not own our beaches. This is one of the things that the King of England have put in writing, that we do not have rights to the sea. We do not have.
That is not true. That is not true. That is why we condescend to you, because if you come here making definitive statements and pronouncements,
Wait. Soji, what do you have to say?
I'm just listening in and then on this phone. I won't jump in. I want to hear the experts. That's why I'm listening. I'm really current and the laws where the king is done. I know them don't really have no say over us, and they are just there as figurehead. That's their fact. And that's all.
and that's the point. Britain need to understand the king of England has no real authority in Jamaica.
First of all, I'm the first. You are 100% wrong. Everything we say about no make no sense. Let's me start right here. Second of all,
Let's walk.
Allow me to finish. Because you just have to own people can communicate and people can see that we're example.
But you are telling me I'm 100%.
Hold on. You're gonna behave like this. No, but they're talking about cut me off and when you guys behave like this again, me. And then Brittany, you said that the king or the queen, well, you said that we don't get it, wrote into law that it doesn't own our shores. The constitution
The Constitution of the land, the supreme law, I'm not sure here because it's about the time. The Constitution of the land, the supreme law of the land that governed the land was not written by anybody in England. Not one of them. The Constitution was written by Jamaicans. Right? So that information when you have
to tell me why I'm wrong.
Can you understand me at Jesus Christ?
But you're wrong.
But the hell is
Hold on, man. That make your argument pretty null and void. And then the second part, you say, we don't want the beaches and it's written, you would have to provide me, I don't know about nobody else, with the document. And in the Constitution, where it says Jamaican, or Jamaicans, Jamaica doesn't own the beaches. Where is that document? Can you Google? No, me never Google. You have to provide me the information and you have the facts.
No, put it, me have to travel for you. Tell me what you can find that.
Well, Tyra, I prefer back to you now. You as the basically the law that is whenever a case in every big court case or whatever case goes to the Privy Council, it is because they have supreme ruling over our land.
It's our final court. That is what I think.
But the final court, but at the end of the day, that you when
somebody's wrong. That's my final.
Oh my God.
Good you mention.
I can go.
Britty, you saw the word crowd and you do not understand what the word crowd means. And that just because it just goes like,
Finish. Right. I don't know what to say.